What if I told you that speaking English fluently has nothing to do with how many words you know, but with how well your mouth moves? You don't think your way to fluency, you train your mouth to talk. Today, you'll learn how to reprogram your tongue for real English fluency. Most English learners know thousands of words, but can barely speak a single sentence naturally. Why? Because fluency doesn't live in your brain. It lives in your mouth. Jake begins with honesty. I used to think I was terrible at English. I memorized words, studied grammar, and passed every test. But when I tried to speak, my lips froze. My tongue didn't move. My voice shook. I wasn't bad at English. My mouth was untrained. This is the uncomfortable truth. You can't think your way to fluency. You have to train your way to fluency. Imagine reading 100 books about swimming. You'll still drown if you never touch the water. English works the same way. You can read every grammar rule, but until your mouth starts moving, your brain can't form natural rhythm or flow. Jake continues. Learning English without speaking is like reading 100 books about push-ups and never doing one. You'll never build muscle just by thinking about it. Speaking is a physical skill, not just a mental one. It requires muscle memory, the same kind of automatic reaction your body builds when you type on a keyboard, play the guitar, or ride a bike. Your lips, tongue, and jaw are muscles, and they need to be trained in new movement patterns that your native language never uses. This is why your mouth feels stiff when you try to speak English fast. Your muscles don't yet know the rhythm. They're still speaking your native language, physically. Here's the good news. Just 5 minutes of correct mouth training per day can completely change the way you speak. You don't need to study harder, you need to train smarter. Jake explains the difference. When I started treating English like a gym workout, not a school subject, everything changed. I trained my lips to move faster, my tongue to hit the right positions, my voice to flow smoothly. After a few weeks, my brain didn't have to think before speaking. The words just came out. Fluency isn't a mystery. It's repetition, rhythm, and confidence, built one mouth movement at a time. Promise. In the next parts, I'll show you exactly how to train your mouth in just 5 minutes a day, how to sound natural like a native speaker, how to connect your brain and mouth, and how to repeat smartly, not like a robot. If fluency lives in your mouth, then your mouth needs daily training, not hours, just 5 focused minutes. This is not a random exercise. It's a science-backed routine that builds muscle memory, rhythm, and confidence, the 3 pillars of spoken English. Jake introduces it with conviction. I used to practice for hours and still freeze when I spoke. But when I started training my mouth, just 5 minutes a day, everything changed. My words began to flow naturally, my accent softened, and my confidence exploded. This is the 5-minute mouth training routine, designed to reprogram your lips, tongue, and jaw to move like a native speaker's. Step 1. Mouth warm-up, 1 minute. Before you speak English, you must wake up your mouth. Think of your mouth as an instrument. No musician plays before tuning. Do these 4 warm-ups every morning. Lip rolls. Gently blow air through closed lips. Brrr. This relaxes your lips and prepares them for smoother sound transitions. Tongue stretches. Stick your tongue out, move it up, down, side to side. English uses tongue positions your native language might not. Jaw loosening. Open your mouth wide, then slowly close it while humming. This releases tension and helps clarity in sounds like th or r. Smile stretches. Hold a big smile for 5 seconds, then relax. This improves articulation and makes your voice sound more open and friendly. Jake explains. These warm-ups prepare your muscles for English rhythm, just like singers warm up before performing. You're training your mouth to move differently, and every stretch counts. Step 2. Mirror technique, 1 minute. Stand in front of a mirror. Look directly into your own eyes. Choose one simple English sentence, such as, I can do this. Today, I speak with confidence. Say it slowly, clearly, and with emotion. Watch how your mouth moves. Notice the shape of your lips, the movement of your tongue, the way your face expresses energy. This is not vanity, it's awareness. Jake shares. When I first did this, I realized I was afraid of hearing my own voice. I looked away from myself. But the day I learned to speak to myself in English, without fear, was the day I stopped being shy. Purpose. The mirror builds self-connection and visual feedback. If you can look at yourself and speak English confidently, you can speak to anyone. Step 3. Shadow speaking, 2 minutes. Now it's time to connect your ear and your mouth. Find a short audio clip, just 5 to 10 seconds, from a native speaker. It could be from a movie, a podcast, or a YouTube video. Play the line. Pause. Repeat it instantly. Your goal isn't perfection, it's synchronization. Match their tone, rhythm, and energy. Copy every pause, every breath, every emotion. Jake emphasizes. Don't just copy the words, copy the energy. When the speaker smiles, smile. When they sound confident, sound confident. You're not just repeating, you're embodying the language. This practice builds real-time reaction speed. You're teaching your brain to send signals to your mouth instantly, without translation. After a few weeks, your tongue will react faster than your thoughts. Step 4. The fluency loop, 1 minute. Choose one sentence or phrase you want to master. For example, I'm ready for this. Now repeat it 3 times at different speeds. Slow and clear, focus on accuracy. I am ready for this. Normal speed, speak as you would in conversation. I'm ready for this. Fast and smooth, challenge yourself. I'm ready for this. Each level builds a different layer of fluency, clarity, confidence, and reflex. Jake explains. The fluency loop trains your brain under pressure. The goal is not to be perfect, it's to be automatic. Because fluency is not speaking fast, it's speaking without fear. Jake's final words for this routine. If you do this 5 minutes a day, every day for 30 days, your mouth will change. Your lips will move faster, your tongue will find the right position automatically, and your confidence will rise naturally. One day, you'll realize your mouth started speaking before your brain even caught up. This is not magic, it's training. 5 minutes a day can turn your mouth into a fluent machine. Summary. Warm up your mouth like a musician tunes an instrument. Speak to yourself with confidence and awareness. Shadow native speakers and copy their rhythm. Repeat smartly with speed variation. Because fluency doesn't happen in your mind, it's built in your mouth. The truth is simple but powerful. Native speakers don't speak word by word, they speak in sound clusters. This is why English sounds so fast to learners. It's not because natives speak too quickly, it's because they connect their words like notes in a song. Jake begins with a realization. I used to think natives spoke super fast, like they were racing. But then I slowed a native recording down and realized something. They weren't fast, they were connected. Their words flowed like water. The science of sound clusters. Every language has its rhythm. In English, rhythm is built from connected sounds, not separate words. When native speakers talk, they naturally blend words together through a process called connected speech. For example, what are you doing becomes what cha doin'. I am going to becomes I'm gonna. Do you want to becomes dia wanna. Got to go becomes gotta go. These are called sound clusters, small groups of 3 to 6 words that are spoken as one smooth unit. This is why many learners can understand English when reading but struggle when listening or speaking. Your eyes see the words separately, but your ears and mouth never hear or say them that way. Jake explains. English isn't a series of words, it's a flow of sounds. When you learn to connect words, you stop speaking English and start feeling English. The power of flow. Fluency isn't about speed or accent, it's about flow. Think of it like dancing. 2 people can know the same steps, but one moves with rhythm, while the other moves with hesitation. Flow is what makes your speech sound confident and natural. Jake gives an example from his own journey. I used to pronounce every word carefully. I am going to the store. But when I started saying, I'm gonna go to the store, everything changed. My voice relaxed, my confidence grew, and I started sounding like I actually belonged in the language. You don't need to imitate slang or accents. What you need is rhythm, the heartbeat of the language. Daily practice for natural flow. To build that rhythm, Jake recommends a simple 3-step daily routine. Step 1. Pick 3 common sound clusters. Choose 3 small phrases that native speakers use often. Examples. Gonna go now. Wanna see that. Gotta run soon. What are you doin'? How's it goin'? See ya later. Write them down, or pick them from your favorite show or podcast. Step 2. Repeat with rhythm. Now, say each one like you're singing a mini-song. Start slow, then add rhythm. Clap your hands or tap your fingers to the beat as you speak. Example. Slow. Gonna go now. Natural. Gonna go now. Rhythmic. Gonna go now. The goal is to feel the bounce and flow of English. Jake says, fluency isn't in your vocabulary, it's in your rhythm. Feel the pulse of the language, and fluency will follow. Step 3. Record and review. Use your phone to record your voice as you say the clusters. Then, listen carefully. Do you sound stiff or natural? Are your words connected smoothly, or do they sound robotic? Most learners avoid listening to their own voice, but this is where real growth happens. When Jake started recording himself daily, he noticed tiny changes, smoother transitions, better tone, more confidence. Your voice is your mirror, he says. When you hear yourself improving, you believe more in your ability. And belief changes everything. Why this works? The human brain learns best through patterns and rhythm. When you repeat sound clusters, your mouth develops muscle memory, your ear tunes into the natural flow, and your confidence rises automatically. It's not about memorizing rules. It's about training your rhythm, the same way a drummer practices beats or a dancer practices timing. Jake sums it up perfectly. Fluency is like music. Every language has its rhythm. You don't learn rhythm from grammar books, you feel it by speaking. The more you practice the flow, the more your speech becomes effortless. End result. After 2 weeks of daily cluster training, learners notice. Their sentences flow naturally. Their listening comprehension improves. Their voice sounds confident, not mechanical. In short, they stop studying English and start living it. Jake closes this section with encouragement. Your goal isn't to sound like someone else. It's to sound like you, confident, natural, and free. So train your mouth to move, connect, and flow. When your mouth flows, your confidence grows. Because in the end, fluency isn't just about words. It's about rhythm, emotion, and connection. Fluency is not only about moving your lips, it's about retraining your brain. Speaking English is both a physical act and a mental habit. You can have all the right muscles, but if your mind hesitates, your mouth will lock up. Jake begins with a story. I used to know thousands of English words. I could read books, write essays, even think in English, but when I tried to speak, my mouth froze. It wasn't my tongue that was the problem. It was my mind. I was afraid of sounding stupid. That fear, of judgment, of mistakes, of not being perfect, is what keeps millions of learners silent. The solution isn't to study more grammar. It's to train your brain and your mouth to work together. Here's how Jake did it. 1. Speak with emotion. English isn't a language of rules, it's a language of rhythm and emotion. Every sound carries a feeling: anger, surprise, sadness, excitement. When you speak with emotion, you make your words come alive. Jake explains. Most learners speak English like robots, every sentence flat, emotionless. But English is full of energy. It rises, it falls, it moves like music. Try this. Say, I can't believe it, in 3 ways. Angry. I can't believe it. Excited. I can't believe it. shocked. I can't believe it. Same words. Completely different emotion. Speaking with emotion trains your brain to connect meaning with sound. You stop thinking about grammar and start communicating feelings. Because English is not about being perfect, it's about being alive. Jake sums it up. English is not perfect grammar, it's emotion in sound. When you speak with emotion, people remember you. When you hide behind grammar, they forget you. 2. Act like an actor. The next key is to act. If you feel nervous speaking English, don't speak as you. Speak as a character. Actors use language not to show knowledge, but to express life. They don't think, am I saying this correctly? They think, what do I want to feel and make others feel? Jake's advice. Pretend you're in a movie scene. Play a role, a traveler, a detective, a teacher, a hero. Say your English lines as if you're that person. Example. Imagine you're late for a meeting. Say, I'm so sorry I'm late. Now act it. Rush, breathe, move your hands. Let your face express stress. Then try. You're meeting a friend after years. Say, oh my God, it's been so long. Smile, laugh, move your body. By acting, you remove fear and replace it with focus. Your brain stops judging your mistakes and starts enjoying the moment. When you act, Jake says, you unlock confidence. You stop being the student and start being the communicator. This technique also helps pronunciation. When you exaggerate emotions, happiness, surprise, frustration, your mouth naturally moves the way English sounds are supposed to move. Your acting becomes training. 3. Build mental shortcuts. Most learners translate in their heads before speaking. Native speakers don't. They connect words directly to experiences, images, and emotions. That's the key to thinking in English and freeing your speech. For example, when you hear, I'm starving, don't translate it to your native language. Instead, imagine the feeling of hunger, your stomach empty, your energy low. Let your body remember the emotion, not the translation. Another one. He's driving me crazy. Don't think, he makes me angry. Visualize someone talking non-stop, your patience fading, your head spinning. Feel the phrase. This process creates mental shortcuts, automatic connections between words and meaning. You speak faster, more naturally, and more confidently. Jake explains. Your brain doesn't speak languages, it speaks pictures and feelings. The moment you connect English words to real sensations, English becomes part of you. Putting it all together. To train your brain and mouth together, practice this simple daily routine. Choose one sentence. Example. I can't believe it. Act it with emotion. Say it angry, happy, sad, surprised. Feel it. Visualize it. Close your eyes. Imagine the moment that matches the phrase. Record yourself. Play it back and listen. Does it sound real? Repeat daily. 5 minutes a day builds confidence faster than 5 years of silent study. Jake's reflection. Jake smiles as he shares his transformation. I used to freeze in front of people. But when I stopped chasing perfection and started acting, laughing, and feeling my English, everything changed. My brain and my mouth finally became friends. He continues. The secret isn't speaking perfectly. It's speaking freely. The more you connect emotion with words, the faster your brain learns. You don't need to speak like a native. You need to speak as a human. So train both your mind and your mouth. Because fluency isn't just knowing English, it's feeling it. And when your brain and your mouth finally move as one, English stops being a subject and starts being your second voice. Part 6, Smart Repetition, Repeat Like a Human, is almost equal to 450 words. Repetition is the mother of fluency, but only if you repeat intelligently. Most learners repeat words like machines, flat, emotionless, mechanical. But real speakers repeat like humans, with rhythm, tone, energy, and emotion. That's how fluency is built, not from perfection, but from presence. Jake begins. Repetition doesn't just teach your mouth how to move, it teaches your brain how to react. Every time you repeat a phrase with emotion and focus, you're carving deeper neural pathways that make English automatic. He introduces the 5 levels of smart repetition, a step-by-step system to make every line of English alive in your mouth. 1. Slow clarity. Speak slowly, exaggerate every sound. This is where you feel each syllable. Open your mouth fully, stretch your vowels, and focus on accuracy. It's not about speed, it's about awareness. Jake says, the slower you start, the faster you grow. 2. Flow repetition. Connect words naturally. Move from robotic pronunciation to rhythm. Let the sounds merge. I'm gonna go now. What cha doin'? Don't pause after each word. Speak as if your voice is dancing. 3. Emotion repetition. Add feelings to your words. Say the same sentence 3 ways: happy, sad, angry. Example: I can do this. With excitement, I can do this. With determination, I can do this. With doubt, I can do this. Emotion activates memory. When you feel your sentences, you remember them longer. 4. Pressure repetition. Speak faster than you normally would. This isn't about racing, it's about reaction training. You're teaching your mouth to think faster than your brain. If you make mistakes, perfect. That's progress. 5. Real-world use. Bring it to life. Take one sentence and use it in 3 situations: a job interview, a casual chat, and a daily moment. Example: that sounds great. Interview: that sounds great. I'd love to join the team. Chat: that sounds great. Let's go. Daily life: that sounds great, thank you. Jake's voice softens. Fluency doesn't come from knowing 10,000 words. It comes from mastering 100 sentences, in 100 different emotions, speeds, and situations. He encourages learners to record themselves weekly, not to judge, but to celebrate growth. You'll notice smoother transitions, more confidence, and most importantly, your natural voice emerging. He finishes with one final truth. Repeat, but repeat with purpose. Because smart repetition doesn't just teach English, it trains identity. You stop trying to speak English. You start becoming an English speaker. Jake closes with a quiet smile, the kind that comes from truth, not theory. You don't need to speak perfectly, he says. You just need to speak consistently. The lesson is simple but powerful. Most learners chase perfection, the perfect sentence, the perfect grammar, the perfect accent. But perfection kills progress. What truly builds fluency is persistence. A few minutes every day of real, physical, emotional speaking practice will do more than hours of silent study. Jake continues. Train your mouth, not just your mind. English isn't something you memorize, it's something you perform. Your mouth is your gym. Your voice is your instrument. He summarizes the core lessons from the journey. Train your mouth, not just your memory. Fluency lives in movement, not in your brain. When your lips, tongue, and jaw move with confidence, your words flow naturally. 5 minutes a day builds a fluent voice. Even short, focused practice rewires your speaking muscles. It's not about time, it's about intention. Sound clusters create flow. Speak in phrases, not words. Let your English move like a song. Emotion and acting build confidence. Don't just speak words, feel them. Let your emotions power your pronunciation. Smart repetition turns knowledge into reflex. Repeat not to remember, but to react. That's how you transform knowledge into instinct. Then Jake issues the 7-day fluency challenge, a short, powerful mission to start transformation immediately. Do the 5-minute mouth routine daily. Warm up your lips, stretch your tongue, and speak with rhythm. Shadow one English clip every day. Listen. Echo. Match emotion and rhythm. Record your voice each night. You'll hear your progress more clearly than you can see it. Speak in front of a mirror. Look yourself in the eyes. Own your voice. Comment your progress after 7 days. Share your small wins. They matter. Jake pauses, his tone both gentle and firm. Fluency isn't built in public. It's built in private, in the quiet moments when no one's watching. Every whisper, every practice, every repetition is a step toward your confident self. He ends with a message that lingers long after the words fade. So train your mouth to talk. Because your voice deserves to be heard, clearly, confidently, and without fear. Don't wait for fluency to find you. Build it, one word at a time, one day at a time, one breath at a time.